Welcome, everyone, to today's Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here because, man, do we have a truly awe-inspiring narrative to unpack today. Okay, let's just dive right into this. We're going to explore the miraculous and profound journey of Prophet Isa, known in English as Jesus, exactly as it's detailed in the Quran. Now, this isn't just some dry historical recount. It's a story packed with divine signs, dramatic twists, and these really profound spiritual lessons that have literally shaped the faith of billions. Okay, to get us started, I want you to just picture a terrifying, highly tense scene. Imagine a house completely surrounded in the dead of night. Outside, there's a hostile group waiting with one horrifying goal in mind: assassination. And the target? Prophet Isa. But what really happened on that fateful night? Well, to truly understand the climax of this intense mystery and the miraculous escape that followed, we can't just start at the end. We need to rewind. We're going to look at the whole incredible story of his time on Earth to see exactly how we arrived at this pivotal moment. Let's kick things off with Section 1, Arrival of a Great Prophet, a Life of Divine Signs. You know, throughout human history, divine guidance has really been a constant. According to the texts we're examining, Allah sent approximately 124,000 prophets to guide mankind. 124,000. Just think about that number for a second. That is a massive scale of continuous divine intervention. Yet, out of this immense lineage, Prophet Isa's arrival was uniquely spectacular, making him one of the most distinguished and monumental figures right from the very get-go. Moving right along to Section 2, Mind-boggling miracles defying human logic. So during this era, the Israelites, referred to as Bani Israel, had gone utterly astray, and they desperately needed clear proof. So the miracles? They began incredibly early. I mean, imagine an infant, still in the cradle, speaking with the eloquence of a grown man to defend the absolute purity of his mother, Hazrat Maryam. He boldly declared, "I am a servant of Allah. He gave me the book and made me a prophet." This stunning first miracle was just undeniable testimony to his divine mission. Now, what's really interesting to consider here is the sheer physical impossibility of what he achieved as he grew older. We're talking about healing those born without sight, curing severe, completely untreatable leprosy. He would even fashion the shape of a bird out of clay, breathe into it, and it would become a living, flying bird. No way, right? And perhaps most astonishingly, he possessed the miracle of raising the dead back to life. And all of this was performed entirely by the permission of Allah as the ultimate proof of his prophethood. Which leads into Section 3, the terrible conspiracy, truth meets opposition. Now, you'd think that seeing clay turn into living flesh would make everyone instantly believe, right? But human nature can be incredibly stubborn. Despite these undeniable divine miracles like healing and giving life, he faced massive, dark resistance. The enemies completely denied his prophethood, essentially branding him a mere magician. And worse, they actively started poisoning the ruling king's ear, spreading lies and inciting the authorities against him. The enmity reached an absolute horrifying climax. The rebellious factions just couldn't tolerate the truth he was preaching, nor the massive following he was gathering. So they hatched a dark, calculated, and frankly terrifying plot. Their objective was clear and brutal: capture Prophet Isa, assassinate him, and publicly crucify him to stamp out his message once and for all. And that brings us to Section 4, Raised Alive to the Heavens, the Divine Rescue. Okay, this brings us right back to that incredibly tense scene we talked about at the very beginning. The enemies have surrounded Prophet Isa's house, and they are completely confident that his mission ends tonight. But let's step through the exact sequence inside according to scriptural tafsir. Step 1, the enemies are ready to strike. Step 2, divine intervention actually occurs. Allah physically and securely raises Prophet Isa up alive to the heavens. Step 3, and here's the really astonishing detail: the informant who betrayed him has his face miraculously altered to look exactly like Prophet Isa. Step 4, the enemies burst in, they grab the informant, and he is the one crucified instead. It's a perfect, mind-bending swap of divine justice. To really anchor this incredible climax, listen to this powerful quote from Surah An-Nisa, Ayah 157 and 158 of the Quran. "And they did not kill him, nor did they crucify him, but the matter was made dubious to them. Rather, Allah raised him to himself, and Allah is exalted in might and wise." This changes everything. It emphasizes that the enemies completely failed. Allah protected his true prophet, raising him securely to himself, making the divine the ultimate victor in this entire confrontation. Finally, Section 5, the return near the end, establishing justice. Because this story doesn't actually end with his ascension. According to core Islamic beliefs, Prophet Isa is alive right now, and his epic journey has a final, monumental chapter that's yet to unfold. He is prophesied to return to Earth alive before the Day of Judgment, and his mission? He will conclusively defeat the Dajjal, the Antichrist, who represents ultimate deception. Following this massive victory, Prophet Isa will establish an era of ultimate worldwide justice and peace. So, as we wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with this final thought-provoking question. How does understanding the miraculous truth of Prophet Isa's journey impact your faith today? Seeing how divine power overrides even the darkest human conspiracies is just incredibly powerful. What we should all take away from this is the profound reassurance that truth ultimately prevails. Keep seeking knowledge, keep reflecting on these incredible signs. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Until next time, stay curious and stay focused.